Hello everyone, welcome back to English class. Dear students, as you know that we have started a new chapter from the book Honeysuckle. The name of the chapter is the Banyan Tree. So today we will start from the next part. And first of all, let's have a look what we have read in the previous day. The narrator became owner of the Banyan Tree at his grandfather's house and also become friend a squirrel, right? So he offered pieces of cake and biscuits to the squirrel, and in the tree he made a library where he spent free time and read books. So it was the part 1. Now let's continue the next part, the same chapter number 7, the Banyan Tree. Keep your books open. Para number 7. The warm breezes of approaching summer had sent everyone, including the gardener, into the house. I was feeling drowsy myself, wondering if I should go to the pond and have a swim with Ramu and the buffaloes, when I saw a huge black cobra gliding out of a clump of cactus. At the same time, a mongoose emerged from the bushes and went straight for the cobra. So dear students, as we know that in the last part we have read about that he was sitting on in the tree, right? And what was there, he just wanted, it was a particular afternoon time and he was feeling very good, and yes, he saw a beautiful fight, right? So in this part he was explaining the afternoon, evening, the time, the daytime, the warm breezes of approaching summer, right? So because of the hot summer, as it was near, the everyone was inside the house. Everyone means every person, including the gardener, was into the house. I was feeling drowsy myself. Drowsy means sleepy, lazy. So rather he was deciding to visit the pond. Okay, as in the villages the ponds are very commonplace, where they used to go for bathing and for the animals, right? So he was saying rather he was deciding to visit the pond to swim with Ramu and the buffaloes, when he was just thinking, but when he noticed a cobra coming out. Here, huge black cobra gliding out means moving smoothly, so moving out of a clump of cactus, group of trees, group of cactus. He was coming out from the cactus bushes, and at the same time on the another side the mongoose came out of the bushes and went straight to the cobra. What he has seen? He has seen the mongoose and the cobra. Okay, at the same time mongoose emerged from the bushes and went straight for the cobra. From one side cobra is coming out, and from another side mongoose was coming out, and he went straight to the cobra. In a clearing beneath the banyan tree, a bright sunshine, they came face to face. The cobra knew only too well that the grey mongoose, 3 feet long, was a superb fighter, clever and aggressive. But the cobra, too, was a skillful and experienced fighter. He could move swiftly and strike with the speed of light, and the snakes behind his long sharp fangs were full of deadly poison. It was to be a battle of champions. So now here he is just explaining how they have just judged themselves. Okay, so clearing means an open space in the forest where there are no trees. So in a clearing beneath the banyan tree, as he was on the banyan sitting in the banyan tree, so here is the word. Okay, so what happened then? Both the cobra and the mongoose came before each other under the banyan tree. The cobra was well aware that the mongoose had superb fighting skills. Here, the cobra knew what he knew only too well, that the grey mongoose. So, what is the color of the mongoose here? Grey, 3 feet long. It is the height of the mongoose. Was a super fighter, clever and aggressive. These are the qualities of the mongoose which was known by cobra. Okay, and but the cobra, now it was the time of the cobra. It was too skillful and experienced fighter. Okay, and what was the quality of the cobra? That he could move swiftly means quickly, right, and strike with the speed of light. As we know that the speed of the light is very fast, so at that speed he could strike to others. And the bags, a part of shaped like a bag. So okay, so the bags behind his long sharp fangs means long sharp teeth were full of deadly poison. Also it contains deadly poison. Okay, so the cobra was also an experienced fighter and had deadly poisons, long sharp teeth. It was a battle to be a battle of champions. So thus it was a battle between two champions. Why? Because both were very superb fighters, right? Next, page number 128, ninth para. Hissing defiance, his forked tongue darting in and out, the cobra raised 3 of his 6 feet off the ground and spread his broad, spectacled hood. The mongoose bushed his tail. The long hair on his spine stood up. So, as you know, before to start, both the fighters just show up their bodies and different postures by showing their aggression. Okay, they wanted to show their aggression, so they just give different pauses. So similarly, creating here, defiance means resistance, right, and tart means move quickly and suddenly. So creating a hissing sound, it is a kind of sound which was produced by the cobra. So hissing defiance, creating a hissing sound in his resistance, moving his tongue quick in and quick out, the cobra raised itself from the ground and spread his hood to fight and attack. Okay, he just raised himself 6 feet off the ground. Okay, so feet off the ground and spread his broad spectacled hood means he was just saying that I am ready for the fight, right? Next, similarly, the mongoose also showed his readiness to fight by brushing his tail, right, and raising his hair. So by this the mongoose also showed his readiness. Next, though the combatants were unaware of my presence in the tree, they were soon made aware of the arrival of 2 other spectators. One was Mana and the other a jungle crow. They had seen these preparations for battle and had settled on the cactus to watch the outcome. Had they been content only to watch, or would they have been well with both of them? So here the word combatant means participants in the fight, right, and spectators means who watch a show or game, and outcome means result. So what happened then? The participants in the fight were not aware of the author's presence in the tree because they were on the ground and he was in the tree. So they were unaware, they were not aware of writer's presence in the tree. They were soon made aware of the arrival of 2 other spectators, but besides writer, 2 other person, or you can say the spectators who were there to watch the show were there. One was Mana, another was jungle crow. So they feel their presence. Okay, and the 2 spectators, Mana and crow, were noticing clearly. They witnessed everything and were settled on the cactus to watch the result. They have seen the preparations, how they both were showing their aggressions, so they settled down there on the cactus to watch the result. They both wanted to see their fight. Had they been content only to watch, but they were not satisfied with just watching, rather they participated in the fight. So you will come to know in the next part, means in the upcoming paras, that how they both, means Mana and jungle crow, participated in the fight. So here is the picture. You can see here is the tree, here is the library, tray library of the writer, right? Here is the cushion which we have read that he had brought it from the room, and here are the books. And yes, cobra and the mongoose, they were facing each other and they were ready for the fight. And here Mana and the crow, Mana and crow, they both were also the spectators and they had settled down on the cactus tree. So here is the scene of the fight which has been described. Now, the cobra stood on defensive, swaying slowly from side to side, trying to mesmerize the mongoose into making a false move. But the mongoose knew the power of his opponent's glassy, unwinking eyes and refused to meet them. Instead, he fixed his gaze at a point just below the cobra's foot and opened the attack. So, dear students, what happened? Now the fight had been started, and how the cobra stood on the defensive. Right? He want in his defense, the cobra stood up and swaying slowly from side to side, moving slowly from side to side, and tried to mesmerize. Mesmerize means magically persuade. Okay, he just wanted to make spellbind the mongoose with his movement, right, with the help of his eyes also. But the mongoose knew the power of cobra's eyes. Okay, opponent's glassy and winking eyes, these are the unwinking eyes, glassy and unwinking eyes of cobra. Okay, so mongoose knew about that, so he refused to meet them. So he was not watching into the eyes of cobra. Instead, he fixed his point at a point below the cobra's foot and opened the attack. So he fixed his focus on the attacking the cobra at a point just below the cobra's hood and started the attack. He was not looking into his eyes because he knew the power of his eyes. Next, moving forward quickly until he was just within the cobra's reach, the mongoose made a pretended move to one side. Immediately, the cobra struck. His great hood came down so swiftly that I thought nothing could save the mongoose. But the little fellow jumped neatly to one side and darted in as swiftly as the cobra, beating the snake on the back and darting away again out of reach. So pretended acted here, right? So the mongoose made false quick movements very close to cobra. The cobra attacked and moved its hood down so quickly that it seemed the mongoose would not be saved. But this small creature, mongoose, was quick to jump and moved on one side. It also bit the snake on its back and again moved away out of its reach. So dear students, here are the different fighting moves they were using, right? First of all, cobra just fell into the mongoose, but yes, mongoose saved himself and quickly jumped on the other side. So in this way they were fighting, right? At the same moment that the cobra struck, the crow and the mena hurled themselves at him, only to collide heavily in mid-air. Shrieking insult at each other, they returned to the cactus plant. A few drops of blood glistened on the cobra's back. Now, how they have participated? Here the word, yes, glistened, which means shone. Okay, and collide, which means come into conflict. So the moment the cobra attacked, the crow and mena threw themselves at him to come into conflict, to come into their fight. Who? Crow and mena just jumped over the cobra. After making loud short noises of attack, they came back to the cactus plant. Okay, they striking insult at each other, they return to the cactus plant, means they just fought, or you can say short noises, loud or short noises of attack, they came back. Drops of bloods were shining on the cobra's back. Okay, as they hurled on cobra's back, and they just put some noises and do something, and afterwards a few drops of blood can be seen on the cobra's back. So here is the end of today's part only. So let's meet tomorrow for the next part. Thank you.